Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Balsamic Games, our first Witches Dozen in Witches of Midnight. And a hello to all of our new followers that we've met over the last couple of days. Thank you, Rattan Kentati, Inky Heels, Crimson Tinted, Sea Raven 666, love that name, Chaos T1, Moondragon Art, Rockhound Smash, and Eric the Barrick, one of our Forged in the Dark friends, has also graced us with his presence. He did Brinkwood, which is a game about the Fae as well, but a much more fantasy side of Forged in the Dark. Tonight, we will be playing our Forged in the Dark game, Witches of Midnight, that is just now coming to Kickstarter. We are in the notification phase, but plan to go live on the summer solstice. So please feel free to join us. Hello, Moondragon Art. Wonderful to see you. There is a link to our Kickstarter notification page to make sure everybody gets notified. We will be doing a book, a tarot deck, and a set of custom dice. So it is going to be quite a jam of really good stuff. So I look forward to sharing more of the information about that as we move toward that date. But let's immediately jump into our game. This is something like session 5 of Witches Dozen. But the characters have all had a little bit of time off over the last few months. They finished up a undertaking in which they went around the city and defaced all of the Red Watch towers that they could get their hands on. It was quite a good time. Timbo has been picking paint out of his hair ever since. And so on the day that we open, Timbo is just getting the last flecks of paint out.
Yeah. I had to go to a whole salon for it. It was an entire paycheck.
Sasquatch Salon. Awesome. So what I'm going to have everyone do is introduce themselves, their character, and give us a little vignette of what their character is doing during their downtime before we jump into the next undertaking. Let's start with the illustrious Morningstar.
Well, hello, darlings. As I have already been introduced, I won't waste any time doing that. Instead, I shall focus on introducing dear Cassandra. Picture, if you will, a girl standing in a room, not a very nice room. This is a disheveled room. We're talking our Covenstead, so it's not very nice. Standing still in a room, wearing plain black stockings, Mary Jane's, a simple black dress as modest as can be. Her hair, usually down all the way, has been swept back, the little strands of white hiding, and in contrast with the black of her outfit. And instead of her face being covered by her bangs, as usual, it is being covered by a lampshade as she attempts to practice her hiding. The girl who does not want to be seen is working her hardest to be not seen even more. It's not working very well, even though there's no one else in the room that she knows of. Cat, of course, is at her feet, hissing at mice, so the cat knows she's there even. Not a very good disguise. That's it. There's your opinion. She's hiding. She's practicing her hiding.
Practicing
She's
hiding
going to
skills.
stand still until any. She's been doing this for the last 2 hours already, so
Wow. Well, at least she's got determination.
she does not want to be seen. Do not perceive.
All right, let's jump over to Megan.
Hi, I play Max, our Gorgon arcanist of the group, they have geese instead of snakes for their hair rather, because they're messed up genes. But they've spent the last little bit of downtime hanging out with Mr. Crumbs, their good little familiar, little tubby rat. He's like their emotional support animal, and they've been going around just avoiding the city and getting a break from everything since last time was fun, but it was a little stressful. So going to the park, getting some sunshine, and maybe nicking some food off food carts. But
Awesome. All right, Andrea.
I am playing Jax this evening. She is let me see. I gotta find my page now because I don't remember anything.
We have just been moving over the last month, and so everything is in a new place.
Yeah. Okay. Jax is a Bloodfire witch. She consumes the blood of whatever she wants, basically, to fuel her powers and give her warm, fuzzy, happy feelings. She is like kind of a grungy punk kid who likes to spray paint things and be mischievous and cause trouble. She has a vampire bat familiar named Iker, and he is a gluttonous little guy. He likes to eat as much as she does. Let's see. I think that's about it. But for what she has been doing for this downtime, all these downtime actions, she has been having Iker sample different blood from around the city so she can get an idea of, how powerful people are around the area. And yeah, just trying to take all the city in and spending a lot of time probably on the roof, relaxing, trying to get some of that willpower back. And yeah, I think that's what she's probably been doing.
Yeah. So the Covenstead is in a high rise, but the top few floors have been abandoned and left in disrepair. But the Coven took them over and has cast a circle of invisibility around them, and rewired the elevator buttons so that nobody can get up to their floors without their permission. So they have 3 very, very poorly repaired floors and a roof to hang out on. So yeah, Jex can hang out on the roof and send her bat around the city without being seen, which is, I guess, a perk. All right, and Azaelwyn.
Well, today I am playing Timbo the Himbo, who is a Squatch Siren, which is an interesting mix. It has a familiar in the form of a Raka sheep that we just call Baphomet, for no reason at all. Just think of Timbo as a nice Beast meets Gaston coding. Like what if Gaston was a good guy, kind of, but a little still kind of chasing the ladies. So right now, Timbo just needs to recover the willpower. As soon as he saw the paint in his hair, his willpower just it was drained. So he had to go to a salon, and that's where he is currently. I have to get all my hair right and beautiful for the next adventure, and they're currently picking out the last bits and getting the little pompadour on my chest styled just right. And I'm kind of nagging at them like, no, that hair needs to go to the left a little bit, and when I leave here, I'll be fully refreshed and sparkly and ready to go.
Awesome. So to jump back to what Max was up to, walking around the park, you feel like somebody is trying to get your attention as you're walking around. You keep hearing voices, and then when you look over your shoulder, there's no one there, or there are people there, but their voices don't match what you heard, things like that. As you're walking through the park, you just get that sort of on repeat until it starts to become so unusual that you kind of stop in your tracks and are like, okay, this might be something I need to actually track down, or maybe it's too creepy and you just decide to leave. What do you think Max would do?
I feel like Max would be inquisitive but cautious, so
For sure.
Maybe just kind of sit in one place and kind of really try to focus and hone in on it.
Okay.
I'm just trying to think of, like, just try to focus,
Isabella
I guess.
jumping ahead of all of us, jumping ahead of all possible dice rolls and just being like, my sibling detection meter is going off.
Ding.
Yeah, so I like that. Do you have a special sense that can help with that? A grimoire
Spidey
sense? Spidey sense, yeah.
Does it work with the geese?
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what your you're an arcanist, if I remember right?
I'm an arcanist, yeah. So I'm just looking through everything I got. I can use Words of Power Focus.
Yeah,
That could help me focus on like where the voices are coming from or what they're saying if it's just kind of jumbled.
I was thinking of like your grimoire.
Oh, okay.
Your grimoire sense, but
Let me see. Goodness.
I think your grimoire
Conduct a
sense
short
is
ritual to ask what specific resonance does this item or place of power have. Yeah, okay. So, I guess I could get a gist from maybe the voice if it means harm.
Yeah, well, yeah, let's go ahead and do a
or if it's like
the focus
familiar
roll that you were talking about. I think that makes sense. Just gonna sort of stand there, really focus inward, and see what you can gather. Yeah.
Okay. And I'll do an extra 2 willpower for focus.
I'm gonna say that's controlled, and I'm gonna say it's reduced effect.
Okay.
So if you want to use that to get an extra die, or you could use it to increase your effect back up to standard.
I think maybe to standard.
Okay. Because I think it's just a little outside of your grimoire sense. Okay. Yeah. So on a controlled, you still have a couple of options. One would be we could go to risky and let you try again with the same dice. And so that might look like you feel like you need to, when you were standing on a hill earlier, you felt like the voice was stronger. Maybe if you climbed a tree, found one of those big trees and gave it a climb, maybe that would...
Perfect for our child-focused game.
Climb a tree. Or there is a hill that leads toward Belvedere Castle. If you went toward Belvedere Castle, that might also get you better reception. So, what do you think? Otherwise, you could withdraw and try a different approach.
No, I like the idea of like pushing it. So I'll roll again with the same 2 dice, and I will I'll climb a tree because I've been going around walking just through the park, so it's like I wanted to climb that one anyway.
Awesome. Okay, so we're at risky standard effect.
Okay, here we go.
Oh. Okay.
I fall out of the tree.
So we're at risky. We have 2 options. You can go to desperate. You can hear the voice. It's coming to you, but it's so low. Maybe if you just reach out to that thin branch, you could tune into it. Because you keep turning your head and you can hear it getting louder and softer. You can definitely tell it's a voice you recognize, but it's from your distant past. It's really feels strong, but yeah.
Don't have to convince me. I feel like Max is already like just there,
Just
on the cusp. I need to do it.
all right. We're at desperate, and we have a 6. Okay.
There we go.
You tune in Tokyo, finally, while you're hanging from a branch about 35 feet off the ground, and you have one foot jutted out to the side, and you're like this perfect psychic antenna, and you hear a voice crystal clear finally pop into your head. And it's almost a...
We've been trying to reach you about your car's long-term goals.
You're like, I almost killed myself for this.
This is your captain speaking. That's not a good one.
And the voice sounds like a brother of yours that you haven't seen for about 2.5 years. Well, let's do a gather information roll and see how much you know about them. As far as their past and such. So, let's see. I think... actually, I'll just do it as a fortune roll. Little. So, you remember his name. What was his name?
That's exactly it. I know him. What was his name?
Little
Alan.
Alan. Yes, it is Little Alan. That's right.
It's the most normal name that we have had in this entire thing. Alan.
You remember...
That's more normal than Max.
Yeah. You remember him going through some changes during late puberty, when some of you started showing signs that you had interesting heritages in your blood, or possibly in some weirdly mutated part of you because of all the rituals that had been cast on you over the years. For the viewers at home, they are not normal witches of midnight. They have a history that has left them all very, very scarred and very traumatized. But you can feel
potentially very powerful if it's unlocked. But
yes. Feel free to go back
dangerous.
all the way back to the beginning of Night Sky Sanctum if you want to sort of catch up on that at your own leisure. 42 episodes there, and then we did a 5-year time jump, and that's where we are here. So they have a lot of history. They weren't even the main characters of the previous 2 seasons. But
the main characters were the ones who traumatized them.
Exactly. Yeah, it's not a villains to heroes thing. It's villains to villains that you understand a little bit better, and one villain that you absolutely despise, but love to despise. Anyhow. So, yeah, you hear the voice of Alan, and you remember going... This is probably a couple weeks before the last time you saw him, actually. You remember going to the store to pick up some, like, skin cream for him, because he was having these, his toes were growing at an alarming rate, and sort of, becoming like, tree roots, and his skin was sort of becoming barky. And it was moderately painful, we'll say. And so you remember, that's sort of one of the things you remember most recently. But you were in a household with a lot of other kids, and a demon for a parent. So you you don't really remember what happened to him after that, but it's definitely his voice that you're hearing. And he is calling out to you. And you notice that as these sort of spores float through the air, these bits of pollen, those little whirly seeds catch the wind, and when they touch your body, that's when you can hear his voice. And you realize that he's speaking to you through through a power called Reed Whispers.
Okay.
Where he can speak to you through plant matter. However, you aren't able to get a lot of information from him before the branch starts to break and you sort of swing your way back to the main part of the tree, and you can no longer hear him very well. But you have a lot more information than you did before.
Okay. Well, I feel like everybody else needs to know about this as soon as possible.
Luckily, you all have a telepathic connection thanks to your patron, Jack Spiderstripe, who, by the way, while you're in that park, does want you to go and look in his tree. He said he had something that he left in there. It was he said it was a big silvery coin, maybe even 2 of them. But when you go there to check it out, they're not there. So.
Dang it, Uncle Jack.
Andrea, FYI, your camera actually looks really good in screen, even though it looks potatoey on your screen. It actually does look really good.
It's really sharp.
Here, it is sharp, yeah. But we can try to figure it out later when we go on break. Just FYI, because you messaged me. Okay. So, you 4 Avengers converge back at your Covenstead later that afternoon. And
they don't know that Cassandra's there still.
No.
Well, they do know, but...
Yeah. Completely
it's
invisible.
Very Drax energy.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
If I stand really still, they won't see me.
Well, to be fair, she is very, very mean.
Yeah. Well, you do hear the other 3 of them talking from the other room, and so you can hear their conversation and feel free to join in if you feel the need.
She's going to walk in there, but she's completely forgotten that she has the lampshade on her head. It's just become part of who she is now.
Yeah.
It's been like 3 or 4 hours now, so she just walks in completely have forgotten that she's wearing it.
Nice.
If she stands next to Max, the geese are totally going to be like nipping at the edges of the lampshade.
Oh yes, it's one of those old ones with tassels.
Yeah.
Nice. All right. Well, maybe if you bring this information to the rest of them, maybe they remember a little bit more, or maybe the 4 of you working together can get some more information.
Hung out with Alan. I barely knew the guy's name.
How did we forget the name Alan?
It's Alan.
Right. Yeah. Does anybody have a want to have some memories of Alan?
Because we already rolled for me, I have no idea.
Oh wait, yeah. Should we all roll like a?
Oh, that might be a good idea to do it.
Yeah, you guys could all roll 2 dice.
Whoever gets
fortune
the
die.
highest.
Exclamation point 2F. Jex, you rolled first. You got a 6. So you get 3 pieces of information. As does Timbo. and
Lamp
Cassandra
knows nothing.
only has one piece of information. So feel free to add some more information. Welcome, Rissa Rave. Good to see you again. Thank you for being our guest star for the previous 2 episodes.
Do you mind if I say something completely off topic really quick? Because I
Hell
have
yeah.
to say it or I'm going to die.
Yeah.
My brother just texted me and told me that he and his wife are pregnant.
As soon as you said my brother, I knew exactly what it was going to be.
They've been trying really, really
Awesome.
hard. They've had to do fertility treatments for over a year, so it's really exciting.
That's great.
Congratulations to your
Fantastic.
brother.
Yeah.
Oh my god, this is amazing. Now everybody knows, so everyone in chat has to say congratulations.
Yeah, they do. It's the law.
Yes, you must offer your felicitation.
Nice to meet you, Moondragon Art. We'll see you later, and enjoy your gaming. Cassandra, you rolled the lowest, so do you want to add a piece of information that you have?
He had a particular odor, as trees often do when they go through puberty.
Cedar.
A little birchy smell.
It's very noticeable. It is like a fresh cut, sort of
Fresh
wet,
cut grass.
healthy wood.
I thought you were gonna say sappy.
Sap doesn't smell like much.
Pine sap does.
That's true, but well, is he a
Okay.
pine magic?
So he had an
He's
odor.
stinky. That's all that I'm saying. He smells.
Seems like the kind of thing Cassandra would notice.
She just wrinkles up her nose every time he's close, but of course she doesn't say anything.
Right.
Because it would be rude, and she doesn't talk.
Andrea, you rolled first. Do you want to add some piece of information about Alan?
Sure. Let's go with he was turning into an oak tree. He had a very distinctive spirally birthmark.
Okay. Where was that at? At least at the time when he looked more human.
Yeah. Now it's just like a knot. His parents didn't want to have anything to do with him afterwards.
A sadly common issue that the children of Witches Dozen had.
Not Cassandra. She didn't have parents in the first place.
Lucky. All right. How about you, Azalwin? You also rolled a 6, so you get 3 good pieces of information.
All right. So, literally, Timbo just calls Alan just Alan. It's just Alan.
Just Alan.
Instead of little Alan, just Alan. And so, just because he knows it bothers Alan, because with having his parents like not want to like, he just does it to rib him and like, we're going to toughen up that bark on you, type of deal. But also Alan just like, he doesn't really like wearing solid colors. All he wears is patterns and lots of bright patterns. So he's a very colorful fella. As far as if he does pick any clothing, but and also just no hair. None. It's just gonna turn into bark anyway. Screw it.
Just a little bald baby.
Just a little bald baby. Just a little little bald just Alan.
All right. So there's probably a possibility. Well, I guess the last place you guys would have seen him would have probably been on the island that Night Sky Sanctum inhabited. Unless there's another place that you all have spent some time about 2.5 to 3 years ago. Where do you think you all would have been at that time? Because I think going back to the island is probably off limits, at least for the time being, to most of you because of trauma.
Since we had so many people with strange heritage traits, we could have spent some time on Rara Avis.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You guys could have had a whole little hut devoted to your little family. What do you guys think? Rara Avis? The only thing is you guys don't have a particular like positive or negative status with them. So maybe whatever positivity that you had in the past with them, those bridges were a little on the burned side. So you're having
Cassandra, like wrinkling up her nose near every plant person. She's not as subtle as she thinks she is.
But yeah, that could be a good place to go back to see if you could get more information. If you could find anything that he owned. Actually, does your coven have Rite of the Daglock?
I don't know. I don't know if we took that one. No, yeah, we did, because that was going to be one of our things, is what we were going to be following.
Using it to find
lost
siblings.
Lost siblings.
Makes sense.
Let me check the coven sheet, though.
Well, in that case, yeah, you'll just need to find something that once belonged to him, and you should have no problem locating him.
I don't see Rite of the Daglock on here. I don't know if we have that one. I think we don't. We took Telepathic Bond, Quarters, and Hidden Covenstead. And then we have Drawing Down the Moon, Coven Initiation, and Rest on Your Laurels.
I think you guys did get an extra free one because we took an extra, like, penalty. I think we took an extra, like, -1 on someone's status.
Yeah, I do remember that.
So you guys dropped your status with one of the factions in exchange for another upgrade. So if you want to go ahead and put Rite of the Daglock in there, we'll consider that other upgrade. Because I do remember us discussing that it would be extremely useful.
Does that go into lesser rituals or is that
greater?
Greater. Okay. There it is. Okay.
Also, in exchange for all the downtime activities we missed, I'm going to give you guys the free lesser ritual that lets you go from tier 0 to tier 1.
We have that one. Coven Initiation?
Initiation is to start the coven.
Oh, okay.
It's the tier 0. So it'd be whatever's after that in the drop down.
Okay. Should I just change that one?
Yeah.
Well, let me change it. So what's it called? Rite of Becoming?
Yeah.
Rite of Knowledge? Okay. Alrighty, it's in there. Okay, so we can Daglock and find our guy.
You just need something that belonged to him, so... Undertaking 1, Rara Avis?
Yeah.
Okay. And then we'll just need a method and detail. Because you guys don't have a boat currently.
No.
There is a boat that is docked very near your covenstead that you are well aware of because you've ridden on it a few times. And that is the one that belongs to the Red Watch. When they had someone staking you guys out for a while there, they kept that boat docked, and I think the guy's name was like Finkelman or something like that, the Red Watch guy that ended up turning you guys in.
Finkelman?
When he got his promotion for that and his new post, they neglected to pick up the boat. So there is a Red Watch speedboat down at the docks that has not been touched in about the last 3 weeks.
Can we paint it with all that spray paint that we have?
Sure, you could.
So nobody knows that it's a Red Watch boat?
Yeah.
They're pretty identifiable, but if you, took off all the lights, the flashy lights and stuff, and you were going nice and fast, maybe people wouldn't notice. You'd probably need a driver, though, because all Red Watcher meanies. Yeah, you might need a driver because it is full of high-tech electronics, including some Hexlux stickers that you saw on it when you were aboard last time.
Do any of you guys know any normies?
Normies. Nice.
My ally's a normie.
Ooh.
Have to convince him to get out of a day of selling hot dogs, though.
Oh.
Lose his profit for the day. Might lose his spot.
No, you can bring the hot dogs. It's fine.
Sell them on the water. Water dogs.
Yeah, Timbo wants the hot dogs. Tell him to bring the cart. We'll put it on the boat. It'll be great.
That's the deal. Timbo will buy and eat all the hot dogs if he drives the boat for us, so he doesn't lose his profits for the day.
Exactly.
But yeah, Harv is my ally. He's just like a hot dog vendor, and he gives me scraps because we don't have a whole lot of money.
Yeah.
So I get all the stale hot dog buns.
I think that is going to take some convincing.
Mm-hmm.
If you would like to describe in what way you are convincing him and make an action roll. You're going to get +1 die because he is a contact.
Okay. So I am going to use Sway to do this as you get to hang out and drive a boat instead of working for the day. And then you can just hang out in the boat while we're there. You don't have to do anything. Like, you're literally just the chauffeur. So you can hang out, you can drive the boat while we're doing our own thing. Like, have a fun time. And, like, trying to make it like, it's a little holiday, Harv. Come on. Like, come on, we're buds. You can do this.
So I guess the question is, are you lying to him and swaying him, or are you consorting him and telling him how much fun it actually will be?
Okay. I didn't realize Sway was essentially, like, always negative.
It's not. No. You can use Sway to do that. I just wanted to get a feel for, are you being more honest or are you being more persuasive regardless of the fact?
Harv is my ally and my buddy, and he's taken, like, I'm doing it as my backstory for Max, where he's helped a lot and when they couldn't afford food. So, like, I have respect for Harv. So I'm saying, Harv, take this time to have a little vacay and, like, speed around on the boat and have a fun day. We'll pay for everything. Like, we just need a ride.
Okay. Yeah, I think because you do know the trouble that he could get into, basically stealing a Red Watch boat, I think Sway is definitely appropriate. So
especially if we tag it up first. Like, if we're gonna just spray the crud out of it, then
yeah,
like, it's a little more inconspicuous for
him. Everybody runs up, spray paints the boat, and then you bring Harv around the corner, like, right as soon as they, like, ditch the spray paint cans, and everybody gets on and leaves. All right, yeah, you can make that roll. I'm going to say that is going to be controlled standard effect.
Okay, and you said I'm adding 1 because he's a known ally.
Yeah.
Okay. Can I put 2 willpower on that to bump it up?
You sure can.
Okay. Just because if Harv backs out, I don't know what our other options are.
All right, that's a complete success. You got him hook, line, and sinker, as soon as you said the word vacation, he was already starting to put the lids on his like vats of hot dogs and unplugged from the street thing. Yeah, and he starts rolling his cart the direction that you're going. And like I said, as soon as you guys are coming around the corner, your goose peeks around the corner and makes sure that they're finished spray painting the boat to make it look as little like a stolen Red Watch boat as you possibly can. Yeah, the 5 of you, if you're all going, hop in and go to and Harv goes to turn on the boat and realizes that he doesn't have the keys.
Oh.
That's a small detail.
Small detail.
I can make him a key.
It did not go well for you last time, but yes, you can try.
But this is a little less extreme of a circumstance.
Less stressful, yeah.
Well, maybe I can concentrate a little bit better.
Sounds good. Do you want to describe how you do that? And then
should we attempt to search the boat for the key before we try magic?
I mean, I guess.
There's literally like a hide a key rock just on dash.
It's literally a rock in the middle of the boat.
I'm just spitballing. Is that?
Yeah.
We could check.
Right. Yeah. If that's something Cassandra wants to do,
can I just run a quick survey? Just
absolutely. I'm gonna say
or target, whichever you think is more appropriate.
Risky because you are on a effectively stolen boat, and reduced effect because it is very unlikely, but it is possible.
All right. Well, I'm going to put some willpower behind it. She really wants to find them.
Okay.
And that's only.
Are you going for increased effect or +1 die?
I am going for increased effect.
Okay.
So we're going to let fate decide.
Do you want a Fey bargain for an extra die?
I can't have Fey bargains.
That's right. Would you like a cosmic bargain for an extra die?
No. I'm just. She really wants to find it, but there's no magic involved.
No,
she just really wants to find it.
All right.
And it's a.
Wait, what happened? Did my dice roller crash? There it goes. Wow.
She really wants to find it.
Just as Jax is starting to pierce the tip of her finger and a drop of blood comes out, Cassandra shoots up with a key in her hand from under the back seat. All right.
She's developed an affinity for inanimate objects by pretending to be one.
Yeah, she understands the mundane because she just relies on having no magic whatsoever. So.
Yeah, you find it between the 2 seats.
Little does she know that wanting to find it that badly was probably witchcraft.
Okay.
So much intention there.
All right. Rather than having you guys spring to or whatever we decide to go with to the location, let's do an engagement roll. So, what is your method and detail for interacting with Rara Avis?
I guess it would kind of be like a social call.
Mm-hmm.
We want to be sociable and nice to them.
Should we, before we go, like pick up like some donuts or a pizza or something?
A nice cheese plate.
That seems a bit posh, but
the last time you guys visited, there were about 60 permanent residents, and unless they're having some kind of music festival or something, which has happened before, then that's probably about all that are.
Hot dogs from the hot dog stand.
Oh, that's right. You have the hot dogs right there.
Oh my god, that's perfect.
Oh my god.
We've got hot dogs. What a gift. We're showing up with meat. They're going to love it. Nothing says Yeah.
I love you, quite like a hot dog.
I love you, hot dog.
I'm glad we all agree.
So there is one small matter of purchasing all those hot dogs. I think Harv thinks that a Fey fruit would do nicely. He would obviously feed the four of you without a second thought. But going through his entire stock in one afternoon, he's going to need some recompense.
I would give him one, but I don't actually have any Fey fruits.
I don't think any of us have any, do we?
No.
Maybe
I'll
that
have to
is
steal one from them.
maybe that is for a future undertaking. Do something that will earn you some money.
I mean, maybe there could still be some stashed away on
On the island.
yeah.
Yeah, there's definitely
show up with.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's definitely some hidden arcanum there, and there might be some Fey fruits that have managed to survive the ravages of time.
But we won't survive the ravages of the trauma there.
Right. I was
sure
gonna
one
say
of the workshops has some.
yeah. Like, is that the kind of thing, going back home, is that the kind of thing you wait until you're like tier 3 to do?
Probably at least tier 1.
Yeah, as soon as you guys go back home after this and do that ritual, you will be tier 1. So.
I don't think Jax would mind going back, even if she had to go back by herself to
Wow.
ransack the
It's
building.
dangerous, but interesting.
Himbo would not let Jax do that.
Jax is fine.
And of course, Cassandra, as terrified as she couldn't let them run off by themselves because they would die. She sees it in her mind that they would die.
Oh, right.
She couldn't let them run off.
She's not making a guess. She knows you would die.
She knows they're going to die. So
the number of times in the 4 sessions, the number of times in the 4 sessions we've played that Cassandra has seen you all die is truly staggering. So, yeah. Okay.
She doesn't speak.
So, making a
Himbo
promise...
off to the side with the empty smile.
Making a promise of future rewards to Harv is definitely a possibility if you think that you can supply him with compensation.
Do we really need hot dogs, though? Do we think they'll like the hot dogs on Rara Avis?
There are a lot of vegans among them, but...
That's what I'm thinking. It seems like
it's
a hippie colony. They're not going to want hot dogs.
Oh, Harv has a good selection. Harv has a good selection.
Oh, okay. Well,
yeah, I mean, it is midnight
there's
after
a bonus
all.
sausage there with some sauerkraut on top.
Ooh.
When they smell you guys pull up, they're going to be like, sausage fest.
How about if Harv wants to? Harv could actually work, and then he gets paid for everything that they buy as well.
Yeah.
Maybe he could just roll his cart up there.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody on Rara Avis is going to have hot dogs. There's no real meat in hot dogs. Thank you, Storm Raven. That is probably correct. If it's cheaper for them to be not real meat, then they won't be.
Corn dog.
I think we're going to take a quick break, and we will decide how we're going to approach this dangerous, daring situation. And then we will
food because all this talk is got me hungry.
Yeah.
All right, we'll be back in just a few minutes. back to Balsamic Games plays Witches of Midnight, our very own game. Forged in the Dark game. The coven in question that sits below me are contemplating a dangerous mission in which they negotiate with an island full of recluses and strangers to try to get information about one of their siblings who they last saw there. They are currently aboard a stolen Red Watch speedboat, who they have hired Max's ally, a mundane named Harv, who is a hot dog dealer, one of the most dangerous denizens of Midnight. And they are planning on...
Probably has a higher kill count than most.
Yeah, maybe so. Maybe than any of you. Definitely than Cassandra. Yes, so we were determining your method and detail, of which you are doing a social encounter with Rara Avis, so that we can make an engagement roll. I think Max had convinced him already that he should come and drive this boat for you. He was convinced, and now you are claiming that you will give him an IOU if he steps up and empties his hot dog vat for Rara Avis.
If they even want hot dogs, I mean, goodness knows, they're probably not even going to want them.
He's got hot dogs with cheese in them, and tofu dogs.
Ooh, hot dogs with cheese in them.
With the cheese.
Like just hot dogs, not a cheddar smoky, just a hot dog with
and
cheese.
Just
That's
an actual hot dog.
Not
Got veins of cheese running through it, just twisting through it like a double helix.
Why did you have to say veins? Now I'm thinking of something completely different.
I do these things on purpose. All right. So, method and detail. Does anybody have the coven sheet pulled up?
So the method is social, and the detail is connection. So I guess we're going there with the connection that our brother was there, and we're trying to find him.
Yeah, and sort of connection is also food. Caster TFS, thanks for the follow. Team Foundation server? I don't know what the TFS stands for. I'm a programmer, so. Veiny hot dogs? Yum. Thank you, Drazzies.
Veiny bulgers, and when you give them a squeeze, all the cheese comes spurting out the end.
Oh, and it'll be hot too, because they're hot dogs. Oh.
Ah, the friendly spell book. Very nice. That sounds very familiar. I'll have to look you up later. Thank you for coming. So right after the hot dog talk, that was just inappropriate. I am sorry. All right. So for the engagement roll, Rara Avis is moderately higher tier than you, but that's not terrible. Especially since this is a purely social call. Feeding them is probably the easiest way into their hearts. I'm definitely going to give you +1 die for that. And, you know, they are all about helping people who are disadvantaged by their strange heritages. And not only are one of you, Max, with I'm sorry, what were we calling it? Magusa. Max the Magusa. Have an unusual heritage, but also your brother did as well. So we're going to do a 3-die engagement roll. What we have is PCs encounter the first obstacle from a controlled position. So what that means is they don't have a dock or anything like that. but you do know of the water is on the murky side. We are talking about off the coast of Midnight, so it's definitely not the cleanest water or anything like that. But you know that there are some sort of trapped waterways. The ways that look like you would want to approach are actually have things under the water that will, crunch up the hull of a boat if they get too close. But I'm going to say, because you guys have spent some time on Rara Avis in the past, you're able to easily avoid all of those traps and pitfalls and pull your stolen Red Watch speedboat directly up onto the beach. At which point you see emissaries from Rara Avis coming down to figure out what's going on. It is a largish minotaur-looking gentleman with a 11-foot long spear. He seems to be sort of leading the charge. And the other is... so he's coming toward you, and then you see also a Nereid who is coming up from one of those underwater areas that you know was trapped. The Nereid comes up to the beach, and they sort of come to flank the Red Watch boat. But immediately they recognize at least one of you, in addition to Harv. Probably Max, I would say, because of your heritage traits. Are you letting your geese flag fly?
Yeah. If anything, maybe I'd dramatically take off a beanie and whip them around.
Yeah, there you go. And immediately
all those broken goosenecks.
Immediately the sort of angry look on the Asterian's face softens as soon as he sees your geese.
He's in awe at the geese.
And as soon as they get close, they immediately welcome you to Rara Avis, or in your case, back to Rara Avis, and tell you that they're glad to see you, but they are very worried about this speedboat that looks like it was hastily spray painted while it was still in the water and not let dry.
We all, well, at least Cassandra, her black dress is now not
right
from the spray paint. I think whatever spray paint we had is now all over her derriere and hands.
What an astute observation, y'all.
Yes, we did spray paint it in the ocean.
Yeah. So it is still clear to them that it's a Red Watch speedboat because they see those out here a lot. The Red Watch is out here on a pretty regular basis, harassing them, taking out their... if they do get food delivered to them, oftentimes the Red Watch will come through and sink their vessels, things like that. So, yeah, they weren't very excited when they saw the boat, but they're very worried that this is going to bring unwanted attention to them. But they're happy to show you to their leadership and hear out what it is you need. Yeah, welcome.
If they're worried about attention, Cassandra will take the lampshade off of her head. It's been on this whole time.
Yeah.
And she'll attempt to place it on one of their heads to let them know that's how you don't get attention. You hide.
Do you want to put that on the Asterian or the Nereid?
Oh yes, let's put it on. Let's reach up and maybe he will bend down for her.
He doesn't bend down. He waits and watches you climb to the top, the highest part of the speedboat, so that you can get it onto his head. But he stands there completely still until you finish.
There, and then she just kind of covers her face to show she can't see them anymore. It's all, even though, again, it's just this tiny little lampshade, just
Yeah.
a horn.
You'd use it as a tiny megaphone. All right. So, the leadership, they are going to be
Is that what our boat's named?
So, do you want to try to go up and communicate with the leadership, see if you can maybe mend some of those bridges, or do you
Does
want to?
leadership still have a borderline offensive Creole accent?
Big Ed? If Big Ed is still around, he is on the other side of the island, so he does have a slightly offensive accent, yes. Which I will
borderline.
not repeat. You
Yeah,
have to
we're
go...
never going back to that one again.
Oh, actually,
far away.
That does not exist on the internet. That episode was a lost episode. It is one of our 2 lost episodes. So
it wasn't that bad that you should have been worried about it.
That entire episode was Megan doing an entire undertaking on their own, while everybody else just sat around and watched.
In fairness, that's all my character ever.
It was pretty awesome, though. So yeah, do you want to quickly see if you can get what you need from the island and leave, therefore preventing them from having
leadership? I would like to avoid leadership. I feel like Jax is probably part of the problem, and her doesn't take kindly to authority figures.
Yeah, they were all about voting and democracy and civic responsibilities. Yeah, it doesn't seem like Jax's jam.
No. So, yeah, Jax is probably part of the problem. So, let's just try to find our brother's old place and see if he left anything there.
So, I guess do we want to split up and have 2 different goals, or do we want to all follow behind you?
Well, is the Minotaur gonna let us pass at
Oh,
this
yeah.
point? Like, the boat's still a problem, or?
Nope. He's ready to take you wherever you need to go.
Okay. Then...
Because I gave him the lampshade.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because.
Oh, we can tell the Nereid about the hot dogs, and she can call all the guys.
Yes, I'm sure. I'm sure the Minotaur will love the hot dogs. Right? I mean,
he takes the lampshade.
There's no way you could.
He takes the lampshade off his horn and uses it as a megaphone, and he yells "food" up to the rest of the place. You see people coming out of their huts and homes and streaming
I think
down
the Minotaur
beach.
has 4 stomachs.
Good point.
Do they though? Because it's just like Cal from here up. They could have like regular human torso, but just
depends where you want your cow parts to end and where you want more cow parts. You know. I guess
we always want the horns. Those are the most important.
Right.
Yeah.
Depends what you want from your Minotaur, I guess. All right. So yeah, that's going to keep most of the inhabitants busy and probably clear out most of the houses. Minotaur sausages. The myth about Minotaur sausages. Stormraven, you are definitely going to need to elaborate in chat while we continue. Because I do not know that myth. But I want to by the end of the night. And thank you, Stormraven, for becoming one of our final Patreon patrons. We are shutting down our Patreon and our Ko-fi accounts. And so thank you so much for that. You still have a few more days, I think 6 or 7 more days. If you join our Patreon or our Ko-fi in the next 7 days for 1 month, we will be shutting down those accounts completely, but you will retain any perks that you get from that ad infinitum. So we will continue to honor those perks on our Discord and things like that. So feel free to come and join us. It's patreon.com/balsamic games or ko-fi.com/balsamic games. And like I said, you get those perks forever. So come join us. A lot of really cool behind-the-scenes stuff. You get to see the Witches of Midnight rulebook before everyone else. all that kind of stuff. It's super fun. Anytime we put out ads or tweets, we usually test them in our Discord first to make sure people like them. So, yeah. Feel free to join us there, and thank you, Stormraven. You might be the last, though, but we are very, very excited to talk to you more in our Discord. So, Jax is immediately moving toward the hut they remember living in about 3 years ago. Where are the rest of you going?
Tim is just like finishing his little touches on his pompadour because I didn't do it right in the salon, and just blindly following behind Jex because he's like just a little preoccupied.
Okay.
Cassandra, as always, is following the pack because she does not like being left alone.
How about Max?
And Max is gonna probably stay with Harv because I don't think he's gonna have this much experience with this many witches and different types of people that aren't mundanes coming to be patrons. So he might need a hand.
Okay. You're gonna be the hot dog handler.
Just to like, I don't know if he's gonna say anything offensive by accident.
Keep him on his P's and Q's. That sounds like a really good idea. All right. So, Jex, you get up to the old cabin. You actually pass some of the new inhabitants as they come out. You see a lily mandrake. Her face is sort of shrouded in a big cone of petals. And she kind of winks at you as she sidesteps out of your way and lets you into her current home. Yeah, they give Cassandra and Timbo a look as well, and then head down to the hot dog area. So it's the hut looks a lot different than the last time you saw it. So if you want to just sort of start going through that, however you think would be appropriate. Welcome back, Fairvik.
However we think would be appropriate. So
However
ransacking it.
Exactly, that might be appropriate for you.
Yeah, I'm just gonna. Are any of the people that used to live here with him still here? Like, maybe I'll stop the Lily person on the way out and ask for people that I knew lived here with him.
Gotcha. Actually, as she sort of sidesteps you, you see inside the hut, and there is someone sleeping in there that you recognize that had been here a few years ago. They weren't in the same hut at that time. They've definitely moved to a different hut, but they are.
Were they still sleeping at that time?
No, that's a good question. They've been sleeping the entire time. How does Rara Avis feel about vampires?
I don't know.
Yeah, let's see. You see a male Medusae. And yeah, he is just asleep. He's just out like a rock.
A Gorgo.
And kick his bed frame and see if I can wake him up.
All right.
I remember his name. Do you know what his name?
Yeah, you can give him a name.
Like on the super bland name kick, and I'm just like, I don't know, Bill.
Alan 2.
Alan 2.
Greg.
Alan, but instead of Ian, it's Ian.
Oh, right, yeah.
Elaine.
Ezekiel.
Ezekiel. Oh, what's your name? Yeah, okay, yeah, Ezekiel. I like that. All right, yeah, you see Ezekiel, Zeke, the Medusae, sleeping in his bed, and you kick the edge of it, and he kind of turns over, and there's a faint flicker of remembrance of when he had seen you around on Rara Avis in the past. What's up?
We need something of Alan's. Did you keep anything, or did he leave anything, or shed anything?
Yeah, that's an interesting thought. I'm gonna roll a fortune die and see.
For shedding.
There was a crusty sock he left under one of the drawers.
Oh, why'd you have to say crusty sock?
Well,
Because all the bark.
we know it was his. That's all I'm saying. It's just covered in sap. His sock was covered in sap.
All the bark and sap came off into the sock.
And it got crusty. It's halfway to amber.
Okay.
For anyone just tuning in, this is the hot dogs and crusty socks stream.
Yeah.
Veiny hot dogs.
Veiny hot dogs.
Thank you
Veiny
for correcting
cheesy
me.
hot dogs.
Full of hot
cheese veins.
cheese.
We've done this.
Yeah. The dirty hole episode.
The dirty hole.
The dirty hole. We'll never live down the dirty hole.
No.
Okay, so yes, he does have something. What is it he has? Something that has stood up over the years. Something that he actually is making good use of still. So it might be a little bit of a hassle to get from him. No, he's not still using the crusty sock, but thank you for the thought.
Paperweight. It's a spectacular paperweight.
His favorite
as I say, it's halfway
paperweight.
to amber.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, I think you're all witches. He is a witch. Maybe he had a really nice dagger.
Knife.
What's that?
I was gonna say pocket knife.
Yeah.
A tool-ish kind of
it's
thing.
a wand that's actually just one of his early sheds.
Mm.
A stick that fell off when he was first molting.
Okay, Elise, get out of my head. I was gonna say.
Okay, Jax, what do you think the item is? What would you like it to be?
Let's put those two ideas together and say that it is a small dagger that the handle was carved out of some of his tree.
Okay.
You were going to say wood, and you backtracked, didn't you?
Some of his body.
I was like, how do I say this one?
Nice. Okay, yeah. Yeah, it's a dagger blade and shaft that had lost its handle at some point, and he had wrapped his woody fingers around it, and then chopped off the tip of his hand and made basically a fine dagger. And yeah, it has survived all this time, and Ezekiel is holding on to it, but he is not in the mood to part with it. So...
Do we have a magical hammer that can summon lightning that we can trade for it?
Good idea.
I mean,
I think that's been done before, but that doesn't mean...
Would he want to hold on to it if he knew the reason that we wanted it?
Ooh, you want to try to...
Yeah, I would try to reason with
consort?
him. Consort, I guess.
Okay.
Let me see if I have any of that.
Consorting seems unlikely to be one of your strong suits, but it's possible.
I have command.
Now that's a very different
just like mother.
Work it over for the sake of your brother.
You know what? It worked for mother.
Is your trauma tied directly to your use of the command action? My trauma is triggered by me commanding people.
My trauma would be triggered by an asshole not wanting to help me out.
There you go.
Yeah, so I think I'm gonna try to do a convincing command,
Okay.
and
It
I'm gonna
is
add some willpower to that.
okay. This is like it is in your best interest, and I mean in your best interest as in there are 3 of us and only one of you.
No, it's not gonna be like that. It's gonna be like you're gonna give me that knife so that I can find my brother because you're not an asshole, and I know you're not. So you're gonna give it to me.
Do you want it
See,
permanently, or are you
nice.
planning on giving it right back?
No, I'm taking it with me.
Okay.
I mean,
We could bring it back
if I
later.
find him, I'll bring it back.
All
Well,
I
that's a
mean,
good
it's not his
stipulation.
anyway.
right. I'm gonna
It
say
should go to Alan.
controlled standard.
Okay. Let me get my mouse back over here. Like, I still am having a hard time figuring out which corner makes my mouse go to the other screen.
We have a partial success.
Ooh.
Maybe he wants to trade something
Yeah,
instead of
I
just
think he
flat out give it
is
to me.
unwilling to permanently part with it. He does say that it was a gift from Alan, and he was the one that chopped it off himself for him. But yeah, if you do what you need to do with it and you give it right back, then he's completely fine with that.
Okay.
Okay.
If I have to make a special trip, I'll make a special trip.
Right.
You could send one of the birds out here.
Yeah.
We have birds.
I think we're gonna need one roll from Max. One action for you doing crowd control / your hot dog barista work. Is that a thing?
Okay.
Is there such thing as a hot dog barista? What do you call that?
A hot dog slinger?
Hot dog slinger. There you
Slinger? I don't know.
A
something.
meat man.
go. The hash slinging slasher.
Oh my god. Okay, so what should I roll then?
Oh, it's up to you. Whatever you think would be fun and appropriate.
Let's see.
You gonna spring into action? Are you gonna engage with the crowd? Hot dog latte. Thank you for that imagery. Dogmonger. I like dogmonger. Hot dog vendor. Yes.
I don't have very much there, so the only thing that I have that's decent is Prowling Craft. So I think maybe I can be helping Harv with like assembling and putting the toppings.
Ooh, I
Passing
like
everything around
that. Well, I like that use of craft. Nice. Yeah.
Us with Max.
I'm gonna say you are being overrun, so we're gonna go risky. Standard
Okay.
effect.
I would like to put 2 willpower on that,
Ooh, push yourself.
so I can get another one. Just because everybody's hungry and I'm getting swarmed. Here we go.
Wiener flinger. Okay.
Oh, not a very good wiener flinger.
Yeah.
No,
You
you got to work on your sausage technique.
get your tray fully loaded with dogs, and you hop off the side of the boat, and you land just in the water, and you start to sink in the silt. And your
That
wiener
dog.
flingering days are over. Thank you, Struggle Princess, for being an insomniac. 15 months. That's almost a year. Wow.
Goodness. 15 months, almost a year.
Yep.
It's almost a year. Almost.
Almost.
This close. Thank you so much, Struggle Princess. And I think we also got a subscription from Azaelwyn. Thank you so much. And I think we got Bloody Rose White Wolf subscribed as well recently. And I don't think we had a chance to shout her out. So, thank you for that. Okay. But you are in risky. You can still you can try to get out of that situation with taking a different action. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm wondering if I can use my greater telekinesis for crowd control, like hot dogs
Ooh.
and buns and ketchup and blah, 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 blah.
It doesn't matter that you're up to your knees in silt if you're able to telekinetically deliver those hot dogs.
Mhm.
Awesome. What action do you want to use for that?
It says 1 essence for focus, and I have to use focus, so.
So we've changed those to being like permanently that's the thing you use to being like a suggestion. You can use something different if you feel it's appropriate, but feel free to use focus as well. So
Still
your
feel
choice.
like focus works because I feel like I'm gonna have to pay attention where the people are, where the components are. So I feel like focus is pretty good at either that or survey doesn't work because survey.
Finesse might work.
Oh, finesse could be good
Finesse
too.
those hot dogs
Finesse
right
the
into
hot dogs around magically.
Yeah. Yeah, I like focus. I think that makes sense. You're trying to keep your head on you as you are sinking ever deeper into the silt. So yeah, I think focus makes
Trying not to panic.
Yeah.
There's too much mustard. I'm sinking.
The geese, however, they are panicking.
You can see the
Oh, yeah.
seagulls on the horizon coming for the bread. Well,
Well,
actually,
you're
they're
having a
coming for
problem
all of
because
it.
the geese keep coming for the bread while you're making it.
Oh, yeah.
There you go, complications.
All right.
So,
Risky standard?
risky standard. Okay. You know what, I'll just do it again because now it's risky. I'll pop 2 more willpower, give myself an extra blip, and that'll be my focus roll. Sorry.
Who knew this was going to become a beach episode?
I know.
I think we earned it after the trauma these kids have been through.
Is that the same?
It's not the exact same.
It's not the
Well, you only
exact
rolled
same, but it
2.
is dang close. All right.
I'm just good at handling wieners, guys.
Yeah, you send out a volley of wieners, and they just go flying into the crowd.
Right down the hallway.
It's a very narrow hallway, but you still don't manage to hit the edges. The hot dogs go flying out, and immediately you're met with cries of discontent. This has relish on it. Mine's supposed to have mayonnaise. Man, that was an accident. I meant mustard, but there's some weird people, let's say.
Mayonnaise on a hot dog.
Mayonnaise.
Depends on the other toppings.
Mayonnaise on a hot dog.
And then another one's
The
like...
bun is nice.
Mine was
Mayonnaise on the
supposed to
bun.
be plain, but it fell in the sand. Now it's not plain anymore.
It's
That's
free,
not how I
boiling.
like it.
Some extra minerals, it's fine.
Mustard and mayo slaps on hot dogs. Good to know.
Yes.
Mayo tart.
Agree.
Okay, so yeah. They start pushing against the boat, like pushing it back out to sea.
Oh no.
Like they're just
That's
so
so
angry.
Oh my
they're-
god.
Bad. These are
You're
so
so
ugly.
bad at slinging hot dogs, Max. You've caused a riot.
I can't help it.
Even the Nereid's helping.
Am I
With the
gonna
boat.
develop food-related trauma now?
Food-related trauma.
We
Yeah.
all will have food related trauma by the end of
It's
this.
going to become a historical event. The hot dog riot at Aurora Avis. And people are going to learn about it in the future. They're going to think
Yeah.
hot dog riot at Aurora Avis. It couldn't have actually been a hot dog riot.
No, it was the hot dog
But
riot of
you-
2028.
I was marked safe from the hot dog riot.
Now I want to make a poster of like the hot dog riot of like whatever, like 1985.
With a minotaur on it. Like really angry looking. Yeah.
He's got his spear.
Yeah.
One hand is spear, and the other hand is
hot dogs in the air as they fly.
But on the other hand, he's like furiously like squeezing a thing of ketchup.
It's just like bulging on both ends.
It looks like blood everywhere, but
Yeah.
it's ketchup.
Exactly.
All right, yeah. So they push the boat out off of the ground, back into the water, and nobody else is aboard it except Harv, and he is frightened for his life at this point.
Bye, Harv.
And Max, you are getting to the point where you're nearly submerged up to the geese in water. That's when Jex, Cassandra, and Timbo make their way back out of the hut and head in your direction. You guys see about 45 people just furious at their mismanaged hot dog orders.
I'm just imagining Max is just.
Nice.
Since I see like the mess happening, everybody's kind of like going crazy. Can I just use like deep melody and use an essence while I'm running up to like try to just sing to everybody and charm them?
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. Does that work on one person or everybody that can hear it?
It says to an individual and choose
Okay.
one short. Okay, so
for 45 people, you would probably want to spend like 4 extra essence, I think. That's just a guess. I don't have the magnitude table in front of me right now.
I'm willing to just like have it just spend like 5 just in case.
How many
good.
did you have to use when we were at the other spot? When you did it as we were leaving the boat? Doing the My Heart Will Go On.
That was a lot less people, I do remember that.
Yeah.
But how much essence did you use for that? We can use that for reference.
Yeah.
I want to say it was like 3.
Yeah, I think it was 3.
Okay.
It's
This
kind
is
of exponential. It's like 1 to 2 people, like 6 people, 12 people, 36 people, and then like 60. That like really hockey sticks on that magnitude table. So.
Yeah, I think I'll just pop 5 and I'll be like, okay, I'll cover about 45-ish.
Yeah, and if anybody else shows up, they'll be covered too.
Yeah. All right, so I am gonna also, let's see, I think it's just the essence, correct?
Yeah, there might be a roll.
I can try to roll for it. It's like it would be a finesse.
Cool, sounds good.
All right, and I'll also pop 2 willpower to bump it up because I only have 1 in finesse. So basically, Timbo like does his casting style, which I call bedazzle, where he just does a hair flip, that big old smile shine, and a wink, and he's hi hoing it and like getting ready to sing a beautiful song.
Nice.
And then we'll see if he can actually hit his notes.
Sing my angel of music.
Yes, sing. Oh no.
Voice cracks.
One
These
of the
people
hot
could not be
dogs.
satisfied.
One of the hot dogs slaps you across the face and just leaves this horrible mustard stain right across your
Oh no.
hair.
And it gets in his pompadour on his chest
Yep.
too. So
Yeah,
entirely like ruining his stride.
it's like a rain of hot dogs, and like one of them just smears down your chest hair.
Like
you don't have to spend the essence, but it does completely stop you in your tracks, and you're like, there is not a song in my heart right now.
He just literally bangs his head and just like now he's just picking hot dogs out of his hair again. He's like, I have to go back now.
Hot dog related trauma.
Yes, on top of my egg related trauma.
Oh yeah, that's right. All right, who else wants to step up?
Well, I think Cassandra would frantically run as quick as she could to try to help Max.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. You're up on the land, you've got a little bit of a better footing. You might be able to assist. Could engage with her and try to help her extricate herself. Y'all need a food win. Yeah.
My geese are already bruised if you want to give him a yank.
Hmm.
But I don't know. I think Cassandra will try to tug on the geese. I don't imagine it'll go very well.
You could do it as an assist to Max just trying to get out by themselves.
Yeah.
Definitely a phrasing issue.
I'm happy to help if you have an idea of how to get out. Are you up to the geese yet? Can you still function?
Yeah, your mouth is still above water. The sinking has definitely slowed, but the tide is also coming in.
Okay.
I have a solution for something that will probably get Max out, but I kind of want things to have to escalate for that first. So we'll see if we can get him out the easy way first.
Right.
We always go the easy way first, look for the key and then make one out of blood.
Cassandra can make whatever you do work. Potentially. When Cassandra gives you an assist, you can be virtually guaranteed that even if you're rolling 0 dice, it'll probably work.
Yes, the consequences will just come later.
Yes. And mostly for Cassandra, not for you.
Well,
yeah, well, that's true.
Her patron's a bit of a tricky one.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Because I have Sigilcraft, and we didn't do our downtime actions last time, I wanted to do something about a flashback of potentially making something.
Yeah. You want to, have a telekinesis sigil on you that'll, rocket you up off the ground if you need it or something like that? Or what are you thinking?
I was
An
thinking...
eject seat sigil.
Yeah, ejector.
I was thinking more along the lines of alacrity.
Oh, okay. Do you have alacrity?
I don't.
Oh,
but,
okay, so you would need someone else to use it.
Yeah, I would need
Do
somebody
any of
else.
us have alacrity?
Do any of you have alacrity?
I thought Timbo did.
No, I have healthy glow and augury,
Ah, okay. My bad.
None of us have alacrity.
which I call mulligans.
Could I attempt to use telekinesis on myself?
Absolutely,
And,
yeah.
try to, pull me out. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, Jean Grey it.
I'll give it a go.
Give it a go.
And I only have 2 dots left in willpower, so I'm not gonna bump anything in this time.
You're getting an assist from Cassandra to help you out of the
Okay.
liquid.
Do I...
Well, again, this might not go well, but again, I do have a backup plan that will.
Plus 1 die.
So I'm plus 1 die because Cassandra's assisting.
Yes, just trying to pull you out by your geese.
Okay.
They're honking and biting it.
All right,
Oh,
we got a
there we
complete
go.
success.
Yeah, fun.
All right.
Oh, the geese are gonna nibble and
I
touch
didn't
Cassandra,
even have
thank
to
you.
summon tentacles from beyond in order to help.
So what did that look like for Max telekinetically lifting himself out of the water? How did you manage to get out of all that silt and water?
That's how Jesus did it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to imagine that they are going to drastically hold their breath and just the pressure of trying to think of essentially popping themselves up like a cork. Just
yeah, if
think about the pressure around the sand and the water and everything else there, kind of reacting to pop them out.
Nice.
Essentially make them more buoyant.
Yeah, it makes this loud popping sound as the water rushes in to fill the area. Thank you for the follow, Shrek. Big fan of your work. Big fan of your
Shrek
onions.
is love.
Yeah.
Shrek is life.
Oh my god, no.
All right, yeah, and then as soon as you rise up out of the water, Cassandra pulls you safely to shore.
By your geese.
By your geese.
My geese live to honk another day.
Right. Well, you have what you came for, but you are now surrounded by about 45 angry people. So it's not really the best place to conduct a ritual right now. But
can I try something though?
yeah.
One of the words of power I know is calm.
Ooh.
Can I give that a go?
Uh-huh.
Okay, I will pump 3 essence into that for the crowd. And I forget, for words of power, do I roll for words of power? I can never remember.
Generally, yeah, I think it's usually focus.
Okay. So I'll do the focus, and I'll put my last. No, I won't do.
You're gonna definitely need to pump it with essence to get it to effect.
Yeah, I have 3 essence currently pumped in. So, am I allowed to do more than 3?
Yep, that total. I think 3 is probably good enough.
Okay.
Plus the one that it costs to cast, so 4 total.
Okay. Just basing that off of the Zale one's number.
Yeah.
Okay, and I will roll for focus.
Oof.
Ow.
All right.
I've made some more mad
today.
So you, what I'm seeing is like you shout calm, and all of your geese are like, honking loudly. And for some reason, the magic that normally comes out through your voice comes out through the honk, and it just deafens everyone, including Jex, Cassandra, and Timbo.
Sorry, guys.
So it effectively became power word honk.
Oh, not again.
And if any of the 3 of you want to resist that, you could do that with an insight resist.
I'm totally going to try. Although Timbo finally has 1 point in insight, and he is very proud of that. So he is going to very much try to resist.
I promise to bring Hand of Fate back for next session. That is going to cost you 3 willpower to resist.
I do think our dear Cassandra is going to attempt to resist.
Alright. That is going to also cost you 3 willpower to resist.
What happens if we don't resist it?
You will be deafened.
Deafened for how long?
At least for the remainder of the undertaking. Bare minimum, possibly throughout downtime as well.
I'm mad and distracted, and so yeah, I don't.
You didn't have the insight for it?
Yeah.
Okay. Jex is immediately blasted back while Cassandra and Timbo both very haphazardly cup their ears and try to prevent themselves from taking the full blast.
Just put the cat over my face.
Yep. So Timbo's just trying to sing in a note that's like opposite to cancel the waves.
Yeah, you counter it. Yeah, nice counter song. Ooh, that's a good one. We should do that for Sirens. Hey, thank you, Galaxy Fest. One of our first raids. We got 5 viewers. Thank you so much. It's great to, hopefully meet you soon.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for that. Ooh, fun emojis, too. Alright. Dr. Bone Mommy. You sound like you're going to be a friend of the channel. That's a fantastic name. That is so up Andrea's alley. Awesome. Well, great to meet all of you, and look forward to getting to know you in the future. We have a Discord as well. Feel free to join us there, and we would love to talk to you. We're also doing a Kickstarter, and so actually I think I can put that probably. That is not the right button. That is. There we go. We're also doing a Kickstarter right now, so feel free to get notified if you like what you see, because we will be continuing to play this. So, the 3, Cassandra and Timbo have managed to resist being deafened by their compatriot
Just
Max.
barely.
Oh, hello, sweetie. And Jex, however, got bowled over onto her back. And when you sit up, you find that you can't hear a thing. There's just a high-pitched piercing sound in your ear. And yeah, however, despite the fact that your power word chill completely failed, the effective power word deafen that you effectively used has kind of done a similar thing. They're now much more dispersed, and they're sort of walking around confused about what's going on. Hello, Voxy Lady. Thank you so much.
Where the employee gets to yell at the customers.
Yeah, the rare time. So maybe now is a good time for you all to hop onto that boat and just get out of here. Even though
Hasn't Harv already drifted away in it?
It's drifted a bit. But Jex
Probably
did make a
still no
promise to
shells.
bring back this knife. But you could always make good on that promise later. So what
I'm
do
just
you all
gonna
want to
bail.
do? Do you want to sort of escape from this undertaking and go back to your covenstead, or do you want to try to do the ritual here?
I think we have to run away before we all
Yeah.
get eaten.
Yeah, smart.
Because if they're not having hot dogs, they're going to eat us.
Yeah.
This is true. All right. Well, yeah, Rara Avis, the people living on Rara Avis hurl the three of you into the water toward your boat and tell you to get out and not come back. I'm going to give you guys a -1 with Rara Avis.
For the hot dog riots.
For the hot dog riot of 2028.
-1. Hot dog. Right.
All the run-ins you guys have had with the Red Watch, and you guys have never got a -1 status with them, but you guys go to Rara Avis one time and have a fun beach episode, and you end up with negative status.
Well, it's all Max's fault, really.
I don't know.
I'm sorry.
We left Max alone for 5 minutes.
That's true. Maybe
This is why we don't split up.
Yeah.
Never split the party because
Yeah.
the rest of the party's going to get along fine, but the person who stays on their own is going to get attacked because they're not very good at slinging hot dogs.
Yeah, they're gonna have a hot dog incident.
That's exactly how the old adage goes. They're gonna get attacked because they don't sling the hot dogs, right? That is why you don't split the party. All right. So we will return to your covenstead with the undertaking more or less completed successfully.
We got what we went there for.
Yeah. What are you going to do with this stolen speedboat?
Crash it.
Crash it?
It depends on where we need to go with this.
Can we use it as part of our ritual and like burn it?
Ooh. Do the
Or we
ritual out
could
on the
sell it
water?
and
Yeah.
we could sell it and give the money to Harv. Instant payoff.
Ooh, that's not a bad idea.
Like, Harv, do you want to start like a waterside hot dog gig?
You can have this boat. Here you go.
He just drives up to the beach with his dogs.
Yes, we'll just give him a hot dog delivery cart. Maybe Jex can spray paint it so that it has some stylish hot dogs on the side.
Hot dog
You just
graffiti.
brown spray paint in a slight arc. Boom, hot dog.
I mean, I would say if anyone has watched my hotel renovator stream, hot dogs make for spectacular decor. You'd be surprised.
Wow. Well, yeah. What do you think? I mean, hanging onto this boat is definitely a liability because it is known to be owned by the Red Watch. It almost definitely has, GPS on it and other things that you all don't understand so well, or don't interface with so well, at the very least. I don't think Harv
don't
is going
mind.
to want it. He'll
No.
politely turn down the offer to keep the stolen cop boat.
I say we do the ritual and make sure we don't need the boat afterward. Because if we need to get on the boat to go find Alan, and I don't want to have to swim.
Good point. Okay. So, do you want to draw down the moon from the boat?
Ooh, that could be fun.
All right. Who wants to draw down the moon? And someone in chat asked if we can get the Hand of Fate back. And yes, I promise I will get the Hand of Fate back for next week. The Hand of Fate allows our audience to roll a 6-sided die on screen, and that changes the fate of our Covenstead and what's going on. So, yeah, we'll definitely have to bring that back. Who wants to do Drawing Down the Moon?
I'm not sure who did it last time.
I haven't done it yet.
Oh.
It's tricky for Cassandra, but I can imagine how it might work, even if she doesn't know of her magics while we're out here
Yeah,
on the
Timbo just elbows Cassandra forward like, hey, kid.
Your turn.
She doesn't know what she's doing because, again, she still doesn't think she has any power. But she, rather than focusing on the moon and the sky, she leans over the side of the boat and starts dragging her fingers through the reflection of the moon, back and forth, until it seems to grow and envelop the boat, creating a little bit of a light source right there in the middle of the water, as if it is focusing all of its energies right on us in the middle of the bay. But she doesn't notice, she's just playing in the water.
All right. Do you want to go ahead and roll that?
Yes. All right. And what are we doing for drawing down the moon again? How many? We're still at. Are we at 0?
You are still at
0.
0 for the moment.
All right. So, fingers crossed.
Wow, a partial success. This is
Not a bad result.
All spell work has been grounded. Jax regains their ability to hear. And everyone restores 4 essence and 2 willpower.
Yeah.
Well, that is all the willpower I needed, so yay!
Awesome.
I've only been spending willpower.
All right. And then there are 2 rituals that you guys want to conduct. The Rite of the Daglock, but possibly first the Rite of Becoming, to become a Tier 1 coven.
Tier 1 coven!
So we don't have to roll drawing down the moon with 0 anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it. I mean, whatever gives us a edge, especially when we're looking for siblings, is a good thing.
Yeah, sounds good.
It'd be nice to go up a level, considering we've already gone down a level with someone.
We've gone down a level today. We might as well go up 1 as well. All right. Well, in that case, let's see. We don't really have like a set way that you guys do group rituals yet. And this is a highly unusual situation because you're on a boat. A stolen Red Watch boat that's been haphazardly spray painted.
Blood pact?
Blood pact.
Ooh,
We just make a blood pact here.
I mean, that works
facilitate a
great
blood
because
pact.
Jax. Yeah.
That's such
Jax
a
can make sure it's all
unicorn.
sterile. Like,
It's such a kid thing to do, too.
Yeah.
It is. It's perfect.
Nice.
We'll just make a blood pact, and that makes our bond stronger.
My vampire bat can cut everybody pretty much painlessly. So it doesn't even have to hurt.
bring on the little bat kisses.
Oh.
Yeah, and one of Baphomet's capabilities is judge, so he could just sit there and judge all of our packs.
All right, yeah. Iker bounces around between your hands and slices open the tip of one of your fingers, just enough to bring a drop of blood to the surface. The four of you join hands.
Put our fingers together like E.T.
Like E.T.
And they even start glowing.
Yeah.
And then he goes, the level up charm.
Yeah.
Chime.
You all feel the heat from Jex's blood, like in your bodies too, because Jex is a blood fire.
Very warm-blooded.
Yeah, very warm, and you feel like it's like burning out something in you that might have been holding you back, and you feel like you have arisen in some way. It's hard to put your finger on.
Because it's on everybody else's finger.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Our fingers are occupied at the moment.
Timbo just looks up like, guys, I really want deviled eggs.
Egg trauma
It's amazing.
overcome.
He's better now.
Right.
Still have trauma around hot dogs now, but not around eggs.
Swap
I
it.
think we're all going to have a little bit of trauma around hot dogs.
Okay.
Poor Max. I mean, what are his geese going to eat now?
They'll eat the buns.
Okay. So we have the right of the Daglock, and we also have the potential for you guys to get some downtime activities. I think it would probably be better if we did downtime activities and then saved the undertaking for next time.
I think that's a good idea.
Okay.
Then we can really throw ourselves into that undertaking. Make a meal of it.
And that way we'll know whether you need the boat or not. And you can potentially ditch it in the middle of the river or take it with you.
Let the current take it.
Right. Does Right of the Daglock have a associated role? Oh, right. It assists you with your undertaking.
Yeah.
So we'll do that at the beginning of the next session then. All right. So downtime activities. I will put those in chat.
And remember, you have to be able to do them in a dinghy.
In a dinghy. All right. They are acquire an asset, cast a major ritual, crafting, a charm or arcanum, perform service for the local fae or the community's needs, recover your physical or mental wounds, restore essence, restore willpower, start or continue working on a long-term project, and attribute training are the options. You each get 2 because you are not currently at war. We need a better term for that for Witches of Midnight than at war.
We do, because, well, I want to be in whatever state that is at some point, but I don't think I'm going to declare a war.
So, how many experience do you get if you do training?
Normally you get 1 per downtime activity. You get
we have
2.
the prowess workshop.
Right.
Okay.
If you have the right upgrade, you get 2. You guys have prowess.
Okay. Well,
Which we haven't seen anybody use yet, so I don't think we've had it described.
Well, that's what I was doing at the beginning. That's my prowl training.
Oh, right.
The left aid on the head is prowl training.
Nice. I like that.
Yeah, I want to do prowess training. I'm going to be working towards a brawl dot, so I think it's going to look more like a punching bag and sit-ups and push-ups and, running up and down stairs, the whole Rocky situation.
Nice. I feel like Harv is going to want to be dropped off on dry land very, very soon. So if you need him, he'll point your boat in the right direction and hit the gas pedal and then get off. All right. Was that 2 downtime activities for Jex, or was that just one?
I think the other one's just going to be a resolve training as well. I'm just going to do a lot of training.
Okay.
today.
Thank you, Caster. Strife at strife, at struggle, at conflict, at hostility. Yeah, ooh, open hostility.
Yeah.
That sounds nice.
We're openly hostile right
Yeah.
now.
It's like, the order is at open hostility with us, where they will just, they'll start busting down doors. They're not gonna play around. They're not gonna toy around with you anymore. It's open hostility. What about Morningstar?
What about Morningstar? Well, like I said, to start, I will do prowess training as well. So since we didn't actually do those downtimes before, I will do that now. Cassandra's practicing her training and such.
Okay.
Get that up, and then I'll probably do willpower restore as well, because I end up using more willpower than anything else. And
Yeah.
to the end of willpower restoring, I just imagine that will be her brushing her cat.
Ah. Don't
Because
forget.
that's a very nice calming thing.
Yeah.
As soon as the cat's not trying to claw you. I don't.
And don't forget. Oh, and then I forgot. I was gonna say don't forget something, and then I forgot it. So do forget it. Struggle Princess votes for struggle for no particular reason.
Anyhow, rolling willpower, that's the lower of my resolver insight, or the
Mhm.
higher. Either way, they're the same, so it doesn't matter, I suppose.
Lower, yeah. That's a fortune roll.
Fortune, perfect. All right. Okay.
Oh wow.
Oh.
The cat.
That
the
is
cat
a
is
complication.
very
Oh no.
The cat went overboard.
Wait. Is this
We're still in the
speedboat made
boat.
out of metal, or is it inflatable?
The
Because
boat.
the cat was.
Wait,
Well, it's a speedboat, so I guess it's.
it's a
metal,
speedboat,
yeah.
so yeah, it's like fiberglass and metal.
No, that would have been funny. The cat's just overboard, I suppose, but that's probably worse for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be a very angry cat when she gets back in the boat.
We're going to lose it, I'm sure. It'll just disappear into the ocean, but it'll come back later that day worse and soaking and terrifying, because it's not a normal cat at all.
Right. It's gonna just walk across the bottom of the bay of the river until it gets back to the surface, and it's gonna be like, oh, I'm on the Jersey side. Disgusting. Yeah.
But Cassandra thinks her cat's dead.
Yeah, so yeah, the cat sinks like it's made of, steel or something.
The opposite of restoring her willpower. She now thinks her cat's dead.
Oh.
All right. Awesome use of a downtime activity. Great job.
Throwing the cat overboard. Yes, perfect.
Yep. All right. Megan?
I think I would like to do some prowess training.
Okay.
That obviously didn't work out for me this session. And probably some willpower as well, just because I used a lot this session. So, we're in a boat, so I'm probably just like with Mr. Crumbs in my lap, and I'm rubbing his belly, and I'm playing with his toes, and just like, how you doing, bud? You were underwater for a bit. You okay? Like, like I'm imagining while I was submerged, he was like still in my pocket, or he was like on my head trying to like get out of the water. So I imagine it was a stressful time for him too.
Yeah. He, Mr. Crumbs has, his fur is like nice and oily, and he tucks his head under his arm and makes a little air bubble that he can breathe for a little while.
Oh.
Yeah. So he can survive underwater for a few minutes. Wet cat after the hot dog riot.
And there's my
All
willpower.
right, let's see what that looks like. All right.
Wow.
That is going to restore 3 willpower.
Nice. I need it.
Everybody go pet that rat.
Yeah, it's a good boy.
That is
This is
the
why
way.
rats are better than cats.
All right,
My
Azelwyn,
favorite
for your
type
2
of
downtime
rats.
activities.
All right, so first, I think Timbo is like, okay, listen, I am not been flexible. I've just been worrying about beefing up. Now I'm just big beefy boy. I need to worry about being flexible. So he's gonna do some prowess training, but that's in spring. And to do that, he's gonna be like in there with Jax, but instead of doing all the fight and stuff and all that fun stuff, he's just gonna do yoga off to the
Ooh.
side. And he's just like slowly becoming like this super flexible, like doing scorpions and stuff.
Yeah. So Timbo's like what, a 7-foot tall Sasquatch
Yes.
doing yoga on a boat. That is
Yes.
amazing. I love
Literally
it.
on the very
Siren
tip of the
contortionist.
The
yeah,
bow.
just like on the very tip on the very front of the bow, like there is
Yeah.
like where he's doing it too, and he's doing a lot of I'm the king of the world.
Yeah,
in
the I'm
between.
the king of the world yoga pose everybody knows about.
Yeah.
Nice.
Most common one.
And for your second downtime activity?
He's gonna restore some willpower by going back to the salon because his hair got messed up again. Cannot do it. All the hot dog juice is disgusting. So he's going to go back to the salon and he wants the whole spa treatment. He's getting his eyebrows waxed even. He's like, now since he wants eggs again, he's going to go try to talk to that lady again. So he's just trying to get all nice and relaxed, and we'll see how many willpower he can restore.
Isabella says call it the figurehead for the yoga pose.
Yeah.
Figurehead. I like that. Alright, 1 die. Hey, that's 2 points. Alright.
You can't deny Timbo's relaxed at a salon.
Alright. Okay, let's run through XP. Let's do the Coven first.
Okay.
I think, yeah, I was going to say, I think Andrea has that up.
Let's see. Where's the Coven's XP triggers? Alrighty. Successfully completed a favored undertaking. What are our favorite undertakings?
On.
Yep. And I feel like
Actually, what
there was a second one.
this? But also,
think that we
what was
added,
that
like-
undertaking that we did?
Well, one of them is direct relation to searching,
Yeah, I feel
isn't
like
it?
it was finding something, like
Find
Yeah.
individual.
yeah, maybe.
I feel
I
like
might
it was
have the
something
Coven
like
sheet
that.
here. Give me a minute.
Yeah, I think I have a
I don't
copy
know.
too.
I have the face, locate individual, and con.
Ah,
Oh,
So we
okay.
did try to locate an individual. Does that?
we defaced a boat.
We did deface a boat.
Yep, I now have that as well. I also have that you guys have find disguise kits.
Yes, we do. So we
Mhm.
can be sneaky and do our cons.
It's
Nice.
fake mustaches. It's an excellent supply. Look at how wonderful they are.
What do you
Hey,
have
hold
for
on, really?
faction relationships on the
All right,
second
so I guess we
sheet?
get 1 for that. Contended with challenges above your current station. Yes. Rar Avis is above
Yeah.
our current station. Bolstered your coven's lore or acted in a manner befitting your patron.
Your lore is street savvy.
We
But
tried
you
to bring
also
in
gain
street
a new
hot dogs.
lore. Now that you're tier 1, you get a new lore.
Oh.
I feel like, well, Max can't really claim to be street savvy with those hot dog slinging skills.
Well, we've been in the papers now, so are we notorious?
Ooh.
Have we been in the papers?
Well, it's the big hot dog riot of 2028.
Nobody cares about what happens on
Yeah,
Rar Avis.
exactly. Rar Avis is not reported on locale.
Well, there were so many visitors. We are notorious because now they all know of the hot dog issue.
Nice. Yeah, you guys want notorious?
Well, at any rate, when we arrived at the beach, they probably smelled all the hot dogs on us when we were
Oh God.
getting off in midnight. So we're in this
Honestly.
being the children that smell like hot dogs.
That'll get you
Hot
made
dogs.
fun of. That's true.
We kind of already have some
Armor hot
Victorian
dogs.
stuff,
What
right?
kinds of kids wear armor hot dogs?
I don't know.
Just being associated with Night Sky Sanctum could be some sort of notorious.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
I
You're
definitely like
the
Notorious.
prophesized children, so that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Are you guys good with Notorious?
Yeah.
No, I think
Whether we're dangerous or not, people are
Right.
aware of us and they know of us, so
You
I feel
are
like that
of
makes
note.
sense.
Awesome.
Also, to be honest, none of the other ones really make sense.
Yeah. You're on the ambitious side, but not like Night Sky Sanctum ambitious.
And
Yeah.
we're strange, but not
Right.
quite. Actually, we might be stranger in some.
In some respects. What do you guys have for faction relationships on your sheets? Mine, I'm missing the one with a -2.
I am as well.
Okay.
I see the Golden Oath and the Ever Vigilant Eye below it, but the first one I have nothing, so.
Okay. Then I have House of the Ram at +1. And then I have -2, but I don't have what it is.
I can't actually open mine, so I can't see.
Okay.
I don't even
It's just-
see where our.
They're on the left-hand side of the second page.
Okay.
Sorry,
Yeah.
y'all. I would show it to you, but
We have a -2, obviously, with the Ever Vigilant Eye. I can't see another. There's not another -2.
I have
Is there-
-1 Golden Oath, -1 Ever Vigilant Eye, -1 Rara Avis, and then I have a -2 that just says choose one.
I have -2 with the Ever Vigilant Eye next to it.
Okay.
That makes the most sense.
That does
really.
make the most sense, yeah. So,
So now we have a -1 with Rara Avis.
yeah, and then we'll figure out what else. That's probably good enough. That's
Maybe it was
enough
just a note
minuses.
to put something as -2 because we were taking that other part. Because we were getting the telepathy, maybe that was just like a note to put something at -2 rather than additional -2.
Yeah.
Well, it makes sense. Eye anyhow, because they're just a bunch of bashy little scumbags.
Yeah. And then for your Coven contact, I have Puck Faceater.
Yes.
And we just got followed by Little Fiery One Music. Thank you for the follow. All right. Was that the end of Timbo's downtime activities? Oh, yes, we were. Sorry, we were in the middle of Coven XP. What's
Yes.
the last one?
Let's see. We didn't decide if we'd bolstered our lore or acted in a manner befitting our coven.
Gotcha.
Our patron. Did we? I guess we kind of bolstered the Notorious thing.
Yeah, you're now a little more.
Notorious hot dog stingers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. The last one is express the drives, inner conflicts, or essential nature of your coven. I would say that we expressed our essential nature in that we are doing this to find another one of the siblings. So that's essential.
Definitely.
I feel like us getting an adult to help us pilot also essential
Also,
nature of the coven.
Kind of thing, yeah.
Thank you for the follow, Spoon Daddy 444. You should meet up with
Hello, Spoon Daddy, darling.
Spoon daddy. I need a spoon daddy. I'm always out of spoons.
And Storm Raven just said earlier today that they were out of spoons too. So yes, we need some spoon daddies. Thank you for joining us. Right. So how many Coven XP did we get in total?
That was 5.
Nice.
That should be enough, yes?
I'm not sure because I hadn't had any of it marked on here.
Mine actually, so I think I was the last one to update.
Uh-huh.
Most likely.
How many
Okay.
did you have?
There's only 2 left that need to be marked, so
Okay.
Okay.
So
that
adding
is-
5 to that would be a level
Yeah.
up and then 3 left.
and 3 more.
Okay.
You guys get to choose a new greater ritual or a new Coven upgrade. What
Do we
I
want-
have is Telepathic Bond, Rite of the Daglock, Quarters, Hidden Covenstead, and Secure Covenstead.
Do we want another training? Since we've all been starting our training.
We need insight training. Poor Timbo needs so much insight.
We're all a little bit on the dim side. It might actually be a good idea if we got
Yeah, I
Live-
think it's good.
an insight training and it's just a library so we can finally read some.
Read some books.
We
Access
somehow
to Wikipedia.
Yeah, it's like a,
somehow got a Ouija board that we can contact Quinn.
it's a
Quinn's
children's.
still alive, isn't Quinn still
I
alive?
don't know, it's been some years. I don't know what happened to Quinn.
It's
Sure,
not
Quinn
an
was like my contact.
Oh, there we go.
not an arcane library. It's like a children's book library.
Pop-up books.
Yeah, the little engine that could.
No, we're well, yeah, that makes sense. Never mind. I was gonna say something. Never mind.
Just like, just keep trying, you'll get there. Okay.
Awesome. Okay, well, I'll make sure and save that, and we'll have an updated version of the Coven sheet.
And we're Coven Tier 1 now, correct?
You are.
Yay.
Thank you, Voxy Lady, for coming. Enjoy or have a good time putting the kids to bed. We will be putting ours to bed as soon as we're finished tonight.
We don't
Well.
put our kids to bed. What are you talking about?
All right, they don't go to
They're all
sleep
teenagers,
anymore.
they
They're
go to
too old
bed.
for that.
No, they do all come get hugs every night.
All right.
Oh my goodness. Just shedding very large feathers today.
Let's go reverse order. Let's start with the Zale one for character XP.
Okay, let's see. What do I have?
Oh God.
Did I address a tough challenge with gracefulness or fascination? Maybe
You were
fascination.
fascinated with your chest hair the whole time.
I very much was, and then became very fascinated by all the hot dogs. And tried to figure that out. So I just figured like just a +1 for that. Did I express my heritage, disposition, aspect, or beliefs? Definitely my heritage, always a heritage, because Timbo, the hair again. There we go. Let's see. My disposition is jovial. I stayed pretty jovial, but I don't think it was specifically expressed. Aspect was the Fool. We did start another undertaking and complete it and stuff like that. So, so there we got 2 for that one. And then let's see. Struggled with issues from trauma, casting style, or consequences of harm. I don't know if it counts that my bedazzle, my casting style didn't work when I tried to charm everybody. And that didn't work. And then I got some trauma from it because
I think it
all the
counts.
hot dogs. So now I have hot dog trauma too. So I guess it kind of counts as 2. So I got 5 in there.
Wow.
If all agree. And then that puts me over, and then another 2 over. Oh, what is... Timbo wants a Grimoire power, though. Oh, what do we want, though?
I just got a notification that somebody joined our Patreon. So
Yeah.
make sure to pop over. I think the name was Tracy, but make sure to pop over and... There you are, Trace Face Foxer. Make sure to head over to our Discord, that's the one. And we'll make sure you get all your perks, including being listed in the Witches of Midnight book when it goes to production as a helper, as a supporter. So thank you so much for joining us. All right. So Timbo is going to be looking into getting a new Grimoire power in the next couple of minutes.
Adaptation, already decided.
Oh, wow. Jumped right on it. Awesome. What does that do?
Let's see. For 1 essence, we can gain a single marine adaptation, which lasts the remainder of the undertaking or downtime. Well, once per undertaking, when you are in contact with the sea or ocean, reduce the cost by 1 essence. Also, if I use another essence, I can gain a single adaptation of any animal kind for a single action.
Awesome. That's great for being able to do some fun underwater shenanigans.
Yeah, if we were around water, we got it. There tends to be water in everywhere, in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah, we're
Well,
on the coast.
we are on an island.
Yes.
Yes. All right, Andrea, for checks.
Yeah. Let's see. Addressed a tough challenge with dramatic flair or deviousness. Let's see. I don't know about. I don't know.
Feel the command sway could have
Yeah,
been
that
dramatic.
was what I was trying to think. Like, if there was anything other than like the commanding the guy to give me the dagger was dramatic.
Sorry, it's like dramatic and what else?
Deviousness.
You spray painted a boat.
I did. Yeah, we spray painted the boat. That's
That is
devious.
relatively devious.
Yeah. Okay. Express your heritage, disposition, aspect, or beliefs. Um, my heritage, being Median, doesn't come into play a whole lot. Although it could have kind of hindered me a little bit since we were going to Rara Avis.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So I don't know. Should I take one for that?
It definitely didn't help the way it helped Max.
Yeah. Let's see. My aspect is the tower. Um, we toppled all of those hot dogs.
Every hot dog went in the water by the end,
Yeah. And let's see.
except that one that got sanded in buns.
I don't have anything written down for beliefs yet, so I'll skip that one.
Casting silence.
Yeah, let's see. Struggled with issues from your trauma, casting style, or consequences of harm. I am going to say that the reason I didn't try to what's the word? Not be affected by the word of power was because I was having one of my unstable moments, which is from my drama. I was distracted and unstable and angry and not constant, like paying attention to what was actually going on around me.
Yeah.
So I did not react in time to spare myself the punctured eardrums. So yeah, that is 4
Sounded like
for me.
4 to me.
Yeah.
Does that put you at a level up?
No. Oh no. Wait,
Megan,
I was
Max.
writing it down.
Alrighty. First up, address a tough challenge with an artifact you crafted or calculation. I feel like I
You
didn't
can't.
craft.
You can't because artifacts don't even exist
Yeah.
anymore. So
No,
You'd have to get an Arcanum instead.
but
Oh,
for
I need to give you
calculation,
the new ability. You can turn any fine item into an Arcanum now.
ooh,
As an
that's nice.
I almost said arsonist.
that's the old cover.
Yeah. As an arcanist.
So I didn't craft anything, but to pull from an internet joke, calculation, I was trying my best to work on the hot dog situation and the crowd control, but my risk was calculated, but I'm bad at math. So I tried, but it didn't
No,
work.
I think so. Considering the number of attempts you made to try to correct your course, that totally sounds like calculation to me.
Yeah.
Okay.
You certainly tried.
Yep.
So one for calculation, for express your heritage, disposition, aspects, or beliefs. My heritage definitely swayed how we were received on shore. And my disposition is adaptable. Things kept going wrong, and I kept trying.
Yeah.
That's
So
true.
I think that works. And struggled with issues from your trauma, casting style, or consequences of harm. I deafened my coven mate because my casting style flipped and went to the geese instead of me. So would that count?
Oh yeah, casting style for sure, yeah.
Well, isn't your casting style goose related anyhow?
Yeah,
It's goose related, but I harmed my coven mate in the process.
I agree.
So
Hey.
I think that's an issue. So I think that's just 4 for me
Okay.
because I didn't get any significant harm, and my trauma didn't come up with the nightmares.
No nightmare.
No nightmares, yay!
Alright, Morningstar / Cassandra.
Well, first and foremost, my XP tribute for Cassandra is addressing a tough challenge with Galaxy Brain or the patron's help. Now, my patron was not particularly helpful this session, but I do think looking for the key instead of trying magic was a little bit of Galaxy Brain there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can't disagree with that.
As for that, otherwise, I don't know. Again, patron's help didn't come up, so we could say that it was Galaxy Brain to cover her ears when the honking started, but that seems like a bit of a stretch. So, express my heritage, disposition, aspect, or beliefs. The heritage, it doesn't really come up much because she's just a boring-looking Median girl. It's kind of the whole point. Disposition, I believe, sensitive. I'm not certain. Well, she was trying to have, nice heart-to-heart time with her cat when it jumped over the edge. I don't know. That seems like a stretch as well. We could say it was sensitive of her to go put the lampshade on the Asterian's horn. Very, very caring. And her aspect is the hermit, and I think walking around with a lampshade on your head so that nobody interacts with you very much fits hermit. And then struggled with issues from trauma, casting style, or consequences of harm. I'm not really sure that really came up, unfortunately, which means that I'm one away from my level up.
Oh.
There's only 3 for me this week. But I suppose that's what happens when you don't cast any magic in a game about.
Did you do the special version of the assist, the one that costs Cosmic Bargain Tick, or
No.
and a willpower?
No, because I was kind of expecting it to fail so that I could throw in a Cosmic Invocation after.
Yeah, okay.
I wanted to go far out with it and make it panicky, but it worked out first try, so we didn't have to do
it was
that.
Awesome. Okay. Wow, Timbo, the only one that got a level up this time, right? Wow.
Timbo just expresses his heritage a lot. He loves his hair.
That's true.
I got a level up. I'm just trying to figure out what to pick.
Oh, good. Grimoire or one of your attributes?
I think I'm going for a general power.
Ooh.
Because
Eyeballing
I
alacrity?
up my Grimoire XP. Oh yeah, I was thinking about it, but there's like a lot of other cool ones.
Why don't you wait to decide? I need to send you the updated Arcanist stuff. There are several new powers, and I haven't made a new sheet for them.
Okay, well I'll hold off then.
Including the homunculus and all that fun stuff.
Okay. I think I manually typed homunculus under the Grimoire powers.
Nice.
But I'm sure there's other things that I need to update as well.
Right.
But nice. I'll write that down that I didn't take actually I'll just leave my dots out and then I know I didn't do it.
Yeah, there you go. Alright. Well, Spinny Cat's in chat. And we will
Yes, the Spinny Cat's vital.
Let's let everybody know where they can find us around the internet, and then we will play ourselves out. Let's start with Morningstar.
Well, if you want to find me around the internet, it's not too difficult. You can find me as the Cytheria, basically everywhere. Nobody else has really thought to use the name. How shocking. I am present on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter I don't know how long that's going to last as things are going, but
Yeah.
and here on Twitch, actually quite a bit now. I stream at least twice a week. I'm trying to push to 3 times, even more. So you can find me here as the Scytherian, and I play a little bit of everything. Generally, whatever strikes my fancy. Today was very violent. It was lovely, good time. And other than that, we do marvelous photographs. My lovely Megan there is a truly skilled photographer and editor, and they can tell you more about their work right now.
Well, I guess I'm up next.
Mm.
You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, or on my website at Seafoam Workshop. That's where I have all my individual content as well as my commissions are currently open if anyone's interested.
Mm-hmm.
So I offer a variety of services, but yeah, I just have a section on there. So if you want to send a description of your project, I can let you know if it's something I can help with. And as well, there's a slot in there for your budget if people who are money conscious. But yeah, we're trying to release every Friday. Sometimes it bumps to Saturday. We're still messing with the schedule, but once a week we do have regular content. And I'm trying to get to regular content on the other pages as well as I have time.
All right. Zaylin?
Well, you can find me literally if you just go to all my links /Azalin. You will pretty much find all my links. We're going to be doing a couple revamps on some stuff. I'm just waiting to get my internet switched over currently to restart the Twitch channel up because it did not do well on the test. So we're switching over. So we'll give it a little time to do that, but I will announce everything on Twitter. So you can find me on, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, there's Facebook, Snapchat. I'm actually really popping on there, and we do lots of green related things. Let's put it that way on Snapchat. So if you're into that and 420 friendly, check that out. But other than that, that's it.
Nice. Andrea?
Yeah, I am Andrea. I am half of the writing creative team, me and Gavin, who have made this game that you have been watching this evening. We have poured our heart and souls into this game, and we love it to pieces, and we love sharing it with all of you guys. And you can find us here every Tuesday. We alternate between another group, and they will be playing next week. They are wonderful, and you should definitely watch them. They are playing Witches of Midnight, just in a different setting, which is cool, and I love it. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Wildwood Witch. I have a Twitch that I used to stream at for Wildwood Witch, and maybe after we launch our Kickstarter and I'm not stressing about that anymore, I will start streaming again.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah, so yeah, Instagram and Twitter. I do put regular fun stuff on Instagram. Game related and not game related.
Plant related, pet related. If you like mini pigs, cats, bearded dragons, snakes, dogs, we've got them all. Yeah, I am.
Tiniest bit of home renovation stuff.
Oh yeah. Because of the new house.
We'll be posting pictures of the things I fix.
I'm Gavin, the other half of our writing team. We are also joined by Isabella Donna, who is also a fiction writer on our team. Mia, Robot Rainbows, who's working on our illustrations for our tarot deck. Thank you, Trace. I will make sure to get you a new Discord invitation in just a moment. Yeah, Tiny URL dropped our link for some reason. But we are making a Witches of Midnight Kickstarter that is going to start on the summer solstice. So definitely get in on that early. It's going to be so cool. We're going to have a tarot deck, custom dice, and the rule book. It's a super fun game, and you've seen it here tonight. It is a very powerful system that lets you kind of play any story you want as long as it centers witches. So and the gorgeous Morningstar is the primary villain of the setting, Sovereign Morningstar of the Order.
But you can rehabilitate him.
Yeah, it's definitely possible.
Or seduce him and join him. Or, whatever.
All completely valid options. Here we go.
I stole his body and ran away.
Yeah, also a completely valid option. not an expected or considered one. Or Struggle Princess says, or make him worse.
I did make him worse. I released his spirit inside his body. I made him worse.
Yeah. As worse as possible.
Yeah.
Well, it has been lovely being back with you all after what feels like 2 months, but I think it was only 1.
Aeons.
Yeah. And we will see you...
At least 6, darling.
And we will see you all again in 2 weeks. Next week...
Oh, before we go, though,
Yeah.
Devin, you should tell them where they can get.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Oh, yes. And the All Red Watcher minis.
For an extremely limited time, until May 1st. Let me find our Redbubble link.
Yeah,
because
we're gonna find somewhere else besides Redbubble to make our stuff. So
Because of the pricing issue.
yeah,
Mhm.
they have decided they don't like small creators.
Mm-hmm.
Some cool t-shirts on there and some stickers, and there's some Wildwood Witch paraphernalia out there too. Yeah.
There you are. Oop, I opened it myself. But yeah, join Redbubble in the next few days, and our stuff will still be up there as of the end of the month when we shut down our Patreon and our Ko-fi. We will also be shutting down our Redbubble shop. So everything will be going into the Kickstarter, and we will try to find a new merch retailer. So thank you all so much, and we hope to see you on the Discord. And have a wonderful night, and we will see you in 2 weeks. Bye-bye.